Welcome to the Body By Bisson podcast. My name is Thomas Bisson and I am a strength and fat loss coach for my clients online and in person. The purpose of this podcast is to try and entertain and share what I've learned over the past 10 years working in the fitness industry. I'll be talking about what's working for myself and my clients to help you lose weight and get stronger. I'll also be addressing the biggest and most common mistakes I have seen people make, including myself. I'll do the best I can to keep the language clean and stay on topic, not going off on tangents. But this is a topic, this is an industry that I am very passionate about, and I may slip up from time to time. My promise, though, is to provide you what I believe to be the best and most relevant information to my knowledge at this moment in time. In the future, my thoughts and opinions may change, and should that happen, I will be very clear as to what and why I think my new opinions and thoughts are better. Today is episode 1. This is my first attempt at a podcast. It's my first attempt at doing something like this. So I thought I would kick it off with a most common question that I'm always asked, which is, what do you think the perfect diet or workout is? So either or, what is the most perfect diet or workout? What do I think it is? And before I share what I think it is, I'm going to say what most people end up doing. The most common belief, the most common understanding to what they think is the best diet and exercise regime is usually to eat less. Most people choose to eat less of carbs. Some people choose to eat less of fats. It's eating less in general and exercising more, whether that's going to the gym, whether that's going for a run, cycling, you name it. It's eating less and doing more. That is the most common belief. And depending on what you've experienced in the past, you might resonate with this. So, for example, it's most common to see people do this around New Year's. For your New Year's resolution, what that tends to lead is people make their New Year's resolution, or they want to get fit for summer. They want to get their holiday bod. They want to get oiled up and ready for the beach. And so what they'll tend to do, first thing, they'll just start eating way less, sometimes skipping meals, sometimes taking meal replacement shakes, like Huel has become a huge one lately, and they will start hitting the gym 3-4 times a week. This is the most common thing I see. And I don't know if you're going to catch on where I'm going with this, but I'm going to ask you, what usually happens? What usually happens when people do this? Because they'll set themselves a goal and they'll get about 90% of the way there, usually. And that's where most people will stop. Not necessarily hitting their target, but they'll get 90% of the way there before they stop. Others will get 100% of the way there. And then they'll be ready. They'll have what they think is what they need for that summer holiday or for a checklist of that New Year's resolution. Yes, I've done this. And then they'll slip and they'll fall out of the habit because now they've achieved it. They don't know what to do next. Or the things that they did leading up to it was so out of their comfort zone that now they want to pull back a little bit, thinking, I've done all of this. I now only want to maintain. The problem with this way of thinking is that it restricts people from doing the things they enjoy. And it often leads them to overcommitting to things that they don't enjoy. For example, some people don't like the gym. Some people hate running, but they'll force themselves to go 2, 3, 4 times a week because they think that's what they need to do to get the results they want. People will then start becoming obsessed about the goal, about the outcome, that if they don't achieve that goal, it means that on some level, they're a bad person. Or I've had it in the past before where I've not achieved the goal and I think, oh, fuck, bloody hell, it's because I'm broken. There's something wrong with me. And even if they do hit it, once they have reached it, because it is an outcome goal, it's something that you think, right, this is what I'm working towards. Once you hit it, that's it. Where do you go next? And some people don't want to put a next onto it because they think to themselves, oh my God, I have done all of this work up to this point. I don't know if I want to go even more into it. I don't want to invest any more time, any more energy than I've already invested into it. And then they start slipping back. They start falling back into their old habits, their old ways of doing things, which leads to that yo-yo cycle you see often. You see people putting on weight again. You see people picking up those old habits that they've done so well without for the past few weeks. You can see prime examples of this on, if you've ever seen The Biggest Loser. These people, they're all overweight, they're quite heavy. They go on this show and they're working with what would assume to be some of the best trainers in the industry in a very, very contained bubble where they are given what they need to eat. They are forced to do exercise. They are given all of these things, all these tools to help them achieve their goals, and things that are just so far removed from their lifestyle, from their home life, that the moment the show is done, most of the people end up putting that weight back on even faster than when it came off. Some of them are even bigger now than they were before they went on the show. And it's because they didn't spend that time putting in the habits, creating a lifestyle, which is something I want to speak to you about in a second. The problem with these short goals is these like eat less, do more, is that it's very short-sighted. And it gives you conditions on when you can be happy. It's like, oh, I will be happy when I have lost 10 pounds. I will be happy when I can do 100 pull-ups, or whatever that happens to be for you. It's all very conditional and it's very unsustainable. So eating less, doing more often doesn't work. The other problem with eating less is that when your body gets used to eating less, it starts to not give out the fat that you've got surrounding anyway, because it's trying to conserve energy. It thinks, oh my God, we're not getting enough energy in, so we don't want to give this stuff up. And so what your body starts to do is actually become more efficient and starts getting rid of things like muscle. So muscle on the body is very expensive for the body. It costs your body calories to keep muscle. Doesn't cost it anything to keep fat. So the moment your calories start dropping down and your exercise starts going up, your body thinks to itself, oh my God, I need to lose some of this muscle. It's costing us way, way too much. And so that's where some people get to plateaus. But this is something we'll talk about on another show, not for the moment. But I'm going to tell you what I believe to be the best way to move forward, the best way to choose your best workouts, the way for you to choose, the best way for you to choose your diet, what's going to work for you. And that is by focusing on your lifestyle. I want to repeat that again because I think it's very important to stop thinking about getting fit, getting in shape for a season, getting in shape for a resolution, and get fit for your life. Do a lifestyle change. That's what really needs to be focused on. That's how you're really going to get those results that are going to last a lifetime. And that's how you're going to build even greater strength and confidence in yourself and what you can do. Now, there's a way you can do it that's so easy that you could start today. And by the end of the week, by the end of the month, you are going to see significant change. And it's called the Kaizen Method. Now, if you don't know what the Kaizen Method is, it's basically improving by 1% every single day. Decide where you are right now and what lifestyle you want to have. When you think about yourself in the future, what things do you want to be doing? Now, that could be anything from moving easier. That could be more active, more outdoorsy. It could be anything you want. But it's choosing something about that lifestyle. What is it you want to be able to do better, easier, or more effective? Or what do you want to enjoy more of in the future? Choosing that, seeing where you are now, and then making a conscious decision to get 1% better every single day. And what happens when you get that 1% better every single day? Over time, it starts compounding. So it's not just you're getting 1% better, 1% better, 1% better, because you're building on the previous percentages as well. Now, my math is not that great, so I was going to do some crazy calculations for you, but I don't think that's going to work well for me. But I do know it's something like if you did 36 days where you're trying to get 1% better, it doesn't end up being 36% better. It works out to be, let's say, 42%. Now, that's completely wrong, but you understand the concept. I'm hoping that it is building on what is laid down before. Great concrete examples, great examples you can do. And things that I've had from clients in the past. Now, some of my online clients, they come to me and they're like, Tom, I want to work out, I want to get fit, I want to get strong, but I hate the gym. I don't want to go to the gym. What can I do? And I say, you really hate the gym? They're like, yeah, God, I hate it. I hate it. I feel intimidated when I go in there. It's smelly. People make weird noises, all sorts of crazy things. And I'm like, well, if you don't like the gym, don't go to the gym. There are other ways for you to get fit. There are other ways for you to get strong. You don't need to go to the gym. One of the best ways is by finding a sport that you enjoy. You don't have to be very good at it. I love ice hockey. I'm terrible. I'm horrific. I started learning how to play ice hockey when I was in Canada. And let me tell you, they let me know how bad I was. They would skate circles around me, knock me over. It was just a big old joke for them. But it's a sport I happened to try. I enjoyed it. I loved it, which meant that all I wanted to do was get better at the sport, which meant that I did it more, which meant that I started eating better because I wanted to have more energy when I played instead of blowing out of my behind. And I started to do exercises that's going to help me get stronger so I could skate faster, skate better. All of these things started to come into play once I'd chosen something first that I wanted to do. I saw myself at that time as someone who wanted to play ice hockey to a good level, at least good enough that my Canadian friends wouldn't laugh at me or feel like a sense of dread if they knew I was on their team. So I chose that. And then 1% every day, I just focused, what could I do to get that little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better? And as I did that, my body started changing. My energy levels started going up. And I started to feel better, and I was getting better at playing hockey. My clients have found the same thing. For some people, it's getting more active in walking or hiking, going on expeditions, taking their kids out, playing games with their kids. I've got one client in Malaysia who he was asking me what he could do, and his only exercise was to play with his children. Most people don't realize their kids weigh stuff. Like if you've got a little baby, oftentimes you've got like a 10-kilogram baby bell that you can be throwing or moving around, just doing stuff with that. That's also just as much a workout if done in the right way as well. Obviously, watch your back. As I'm sure some mothers watching this will be like, oh yeah, my hip. This is a better way to train yourself. This is a better way to answer the question of what is the best diet? What is the best exercise or workout? The first question you have to answer is, what is the best workout? Okay. Workout for what? What do you want to get better at? What's the best diet? Best diet for what? Are you getting performance out of your diet, or do you just want to live and eat healthier so you can lose weight and still enjoy the things you enjoy? There's no point in living a restricted life, because all that does is cause you to want to stop. Whenever you do something restrictive like that, whenever you're cutting, for some people it's cutting carbs, and like a lot of people I know love carbs. They love eating a pizza, they love drinking beers with their friends, and that's okay. There are ways to do it where you can still lose weight and enjoy those things, but you have to ask those questions first. You have to get your priorities in order. What is it you're working towards? What's that lifestyle you're looking to have? That is what's going to give you lasting change. And when you focus on that style, what you'll find is that over time, your confidence is going to get even stronger. You're going to have even better habits that will influence other habits. So for example, if you want to be someone who runs more because you just enjoy running, it clears your head, whatever, and it's something that you realize, you go out and you start doing it in the morning. Just by doing that task in the morning, it's the first tick of your day that's going to give you more confidence to do something else. And you just keep building and building on it. That's what is going to help you achieve the goals you want and stop flitting from backwards and forwards. It's the things that's going to help you build that confidence that most people, I think, are really looking for. I know, for example, for me, when I first started working out, it wasn't so much as to get a six pack. It wasn't so much as to get muscly or strong. For me, I just wanted to feel more confident in myself. I wanted to feel like I could do things. I could rely and I could trust myself that if a challenge was to come up at the time when I was growing up, I was just worried about being able to do things that could possibly challenge me. If I got into an altercation in the street, for example, then I know I could deal with it by usually running away. And that's what this is all about. What lifestyle do you want? That's how you're going to get real results. That's the secret that people who get fit and stay fit have. And, that's why I think that is superior. Yes, you won't see results as fast as if you did the other way. And true, you could do the other way. You could do the more intensive, restricted stuff first to lose all that weight and then think, okay, right, and then I'm going to do the 1%, 1%, 1%. And if you can do that, that's great. And I fully encourage you to do it. But most people can't. I know I can't. I couldn't do that. I'd get burnt out by the end of it and just need time off. At least if you do it this way, if you start thinking, what's my lifestyle going to be? And then slowly start working towards it, that's something that's much more sustainable. And over time, you are going to get even better. There's a guy who, I used to have a coach myself, and he said to me that the person with a great plan and the person with a crap plan or a semi-okay plan, the results will be dictated by who does it longest. Which means that the person with a crap plan can often look better than the person with a great plan because they've just been the ones that have stuck with it. And now that's a little bit of food for thought for you. Now that's my first episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, comments, or you just want to give me a thumbs up, please do so. subscribe if you like, and I will be here to give you more information going forward. If you'd like to talk to me more about training for yourself or getting more ideas, feel free to reach out to me on my email address, which is tom@supergene.co.uk, and I'll be more than happy to help you. But for today, this is it. I hope you enjoyed Body by Bisson's first episode. Thank you very much.